Today, Sunday, the 23rd of February 2025, we have some handpicked match predictions to share with you, which of course will be backed up by some stats and analytics to help you make your picks in this list to boost your winning by a greater percent. And to those of you who want to have access to our handpicked event, which we share to members only, as well as top-notch bet class tutorials, which we share to members only, then of course you want to make sure to join as a member of the Level 2 Pro plan or the Level 3 Master plan to have access to these features to take your winning to the next height. To those of you who want to join, the link is below this video description. You want to make sure to navigate to that link, join as a member and have access to these features to take your winning to the next level. And before we proceed to the event of today, first I want to say congratulations based on yesterday's event, for we all registered wins, and I'll share with you all the games match prediction results before proceeding to the event of today. So let's proceed. So huge congratulations based on yesterday's event. We had a total of about 13 games we share with you, and out of these 13, we had 11 successful events. Huge congratulations. And looking at the first event, we looked at Hong Kong in the Premier League, where we looked at Liman against Hong Kong. We said that Liman is going to win, and we also said that there will be the possibility of 1.5 and 2.5 goals. It ended as 3 against 0. Liman lead, making it successful, and also the possibility of 1.5 and 2 goals over. Congratulations, it was successful. In the next, we looked at Scotland in the Premiership, Hibernian against Celtic, and in this event, we looked at corner kicks, the possibility of 6.5, 7.5, and 8.5 corners. And also we looked at Celtic for corner kicks. It ended as 10 corner kicks against 5. A total of 15 corner kicks were scored, making it a very huge success. It was successful, and congratulations. In the next, we looked at Regional Liga West of Germany, Oberhausen against Stokesport Dortmund. In this event, we looked at 1.5 and 2.5 going full time. It ended as 4 against 4. A total of 8 goals were scored, making it a huge success. Congratulations. In the next, we looked at Germany in the Regional Liga Southwest, where we look at Stuttkickers against Gießen, Stuttkickers to lead, and we also look at 1.5 and 2 goals over. It ended as 3 against 0, Stuttkickers leading, making it a huge success. Congratulations. In the next, we looked at Super League of Serbia, Super League 2, Kifisia against Spa Egalu, and we said that the home will lead, and as well as we looked at a double chance for the home. It ended as 1 against 0, the home team lead, 1 against 0, successful. In the next, we looked at Bundesliga of Germany, Holstein Kiel against Leverkusen. We said that there will be the possibility of at least 1.5 going full time, and as well as at least Bayer Leverkusen to lead. It ended 2 against 0, successful, Bayer Leverkusen leading, and also 2 goals were scored, making it a huge success. In the next, we looked at the Premiership of Scotland, Rangers against St Mirren. In this event, we looked at the possibility of corner kicks, 6.5, 7.5, and 8.5 corners. It ended as 11 corners against 3 corners, a total of 13, that is 11 plus 3, 14 corners were scored, making it huge success. Congratulations. In the next, we looked at Czech Republic in the Fortuna League, Sparta Prague against CSKA Budějovice, that is Budějovice. We said that there will be the possibility of Sparta Prague leading, and also at least 1.5 and 2 goals over. All the cases were true, successful. In the next, we looked at Benfica against Boavista, where we state that Benfica will lead, and we also look at the fact that there will be more corner kicks in this event in full time, and a total of 13 corner kick plus 2, 15 corners were scored, making it huge success. Congratulations. In the next, we looked at Netherlands in the Eredivisie, Feyenoord against Ajax City, and we said that there will be the possibility of 1.5 goals. We look mostly at the possibility of corner kicks for Feyenoord and as well as Ajax City, where 6.5 and 7.5 corners were looked upon. A total of 9 corners were scored, 7 plus 2, making it a huge success. In the next, we looked at, that is Spain La Liga, Las Palmas against Barcelona, and we said that Barcelona is going to lead, and as well as 1.5 goals. Barcelona has already lead, a total of 89 minutes gone already, and we looked at it to lead in full time. Also, of course, we looked at goal spot probability, at least 1.5. Barcelona end up leading, and 1.5 goal was shot here. And the only event which we had shortage with, we did not reach to our goal, was Arsenal against West Ham in the Premier League of England, where we looked at the possibility of at least 1.5 goal in full time for this event. It ended as 1-0, a total of just one goal, and we lacked one goal here. So huge congratulations based on yesterday's event, for we all registered wins by looking at our games from this peak. So let's now proceed to the event of today. And now looking at the event of today, let's proceed to the first game. But before we proceed, I have a quick announcement to make. If you come here to the front page of our channel here at the section titled as the home, you're going to notice that we provide match predictions in terms of goals predictions, corner kick events, as well as top-notch match prediction tutorials and big league events like the Champions League, Bundesliga, Premier League, Conference League, Europa League, and much more. For you to have access to these members-only match prediction tutorials or match prediction picks, which we share to members only, then you want to make sure to join to become either a member of the Level 2 Pro plan or the Level 3 Master plan to have access to these features to take your winning to the next height. Also, if you're a member, for example, if you're a member of the Level 2 Pro plan, you also have access to the Level 2 Pro members classes, that is Level 2 Pro classes, that will enable you to have access to top-notch bet class tutorials like the live match corner kick strategy to make win, a simple trick for consistent winning step by step, never seen soccer bet strategy that you can use for your advantage, a comeback straight win strategy which you can use, tactical 2.5 goal strategy and straight win, followed by 99% win rate strategy that you can use to make consistent winning. These are for members of the Level 2 Pro plan. Once you access or become a member, you watch all of these tutorials in one place. I'll put the link below this video so that once you subscribe as a member, just go ahead and watch all of these. And now take what we have shared and start taking your winning to the next height. But if you're a member of the Level 3 Master Plan, you have access to the Level 3 Master Class. That will give you access to the top AI tool we use for game predictions in terms of straight wins and goals. You also access the corner kick strategy and the secret website we use to find corner kick games. You will see 6 amazing AI tools that we use, and also home and away match prediction strategy step by step, followed by 2.5 goal match prediction strategy to beat the bookies and win even more. And also, once you're a member of this, you're going to have access to all of these features in one place. Without forgetting as well, if you come to the front page of our channel and locate this area that says video and click on it, you're going to realize that we also provide match prediction strategy for free, and there are some tutorials you can follow. Like, for example, we have some recommended tutorials for you, like the top 5 prediction AI, that is apps that you can use in match predictions. We have shared some of the features you can use. This is the video tutorial here, followed by the next recommendation, which of course we have titled it as the expert match prediction strategy. And this is it here, expert tips for picking winning soccer matches. We have some tips we have explained here. You want to make sure to watch this video tutorial and learn something new. We have another one, which of course we also recommend, the 5 hidden Sofascore features to make more win bet. And once you watch these video tutorials we have shared, it is free. Then of course you can grab some things from it and also start to use it for your advantage. So that being said, you can become a member and start to have access to these features and watch some of the free video tutorials we also have. So without wasting time, let's proceed to the first event of our today's list. Looking at the first event here, we look at Spain in the La Liga, a match between Athletic Bilbao against Valladolid. For this particular event, the performance of Athletic Bilbao in recent events they have had have proved that they are very amazing. They recently had a game against Girona and beat it 3-0, and their performance recently has been good. This same Girona have also had games recently with Valladolid, and it beat Valladolid 3-0. To prove that Atletico de Bilbao, if it's able to beat Girona, but Girona is able to beat Valladolid, then of course Atletico de Bilbao have upper hand and is able to also beat Valladolid. Looking at the stand performance in terms of the recent event they have had by the form, the home Atletico de Bilbao have proved that they sit on the second place with a good offensive strength and very defensive. They are good. That of its opponent, on the other hand, in terms of the recent event they have had, the defensive line of it away is very weak, conceding up to 13 goals in just 5 events. And looking at this, want to look at 2 major picks here in full time. For this particular event, the performance of the home Atletico de Bilbao have proved to be very offensive, and the fact that they have recently had games with Girona and beat it, but Girona was able to beat the away team, then of course the home still have a greater strength more than the away. And since the stats have proved that the home is better in terms of offense and defense, and the defensive line of the away is weak, we look at the home to lead in full time as one of the major picks. Secondly, we also want to look at least the possibility of 1.5 goals in full time. Looking at the next, we looked at Belgium in the Jupiter Pro League, Club Brugge against Standard Liège. In this event, Club Brugge have proved to be very offensive in recent events they have had, especially they have had games in the Champions League against Atalanta where they had the lead. Atalanta is very stubborn, but they were able to beat Atalanta. They also had a game against Leuven Kotoujic where they have performed greatly, and also against Juventus where they have a draw. Their offense recently have been great, but Standard Liège on the other hand have proved that their defensive line is not good. They have a game against Westerlo, and Westerlo was able to beat it, but of course the home Club Brugge have a better performance more as compared to Westerlo. And looking at the stands in terms of the recent event they've had by the forms, of course, you are going to see that Club Brugge, the home, sits on the second place, scoring 12 goals in 5 events, prove that the offense is very high and the defense is average. But that of the away, Standard Liège, have proved that the defensive line, especially as you can see here, is not very tight. And looking at everything in place, we want to look at 2 major picks here in full time. For this particular event, the performance of the home, especially in the Champions League, have proved to be good. They have had major game played with stubborn teams like Atalanta and had Liege. They have also had other events in the Champions League where the performance has been great. This time they are coming to meet the away team, which of course have not had great performances. And the fact that the home proved to have more offense as compared to the away, we want to look at Club Brugge to take advantage of this to either lead in full time. And since the home Club Brugge have proved that recently they scored more goals, especially recent game they have played with the defensive line of the away just seems to be just average, we want to look at least 1.5 goal in full time or 2 goals over as the next possibilities. Looking at the next, we looked at Germany in the Bundesliga, Leipzig against Heidenheim. In the recent event, Leipzig have proved to be good. They had games against St. Pauli and Leverkusen where they had goals, at least 2 goals in each event. Its opponent also have had games recently with matches they have had. The defensive line have proved not to be very great. And comparing the stands in terms of the form by the recent gameplay they have had, the home Leipzig have proved that they sit here with offense that is good and defense that is weak. That is, they are good at offense, but the defense also is weak. That of its opponent, on the other hand, in terms of recent gameplay they have had, of course, Heidenheim have proved that the defense is weak and average offense. And looking at this, we want to look at 2 major picks here in full time. For this particular event, of course, the defense of the home is weak, but the offense is very great. And since the offense of the away is just average, with a very weak defense, of course, both sides will take advantage of each other. And of course, more shoots on and off target results into goals. So we want to look at least 1.5 goals in full time. Since the defense of the home and the defense of the away are both weak, then goals probability is common. So we want to look at least 1.5 goal in this event in full time. Looking at the next, we looked at Spain in the La Liga 2, that is Spain's second division, or La Liga 2, a match between Elche against FC Cartagena. In this event, the performance of the home in terms of recent event they have had have proved that they are very good. They had game with Tenerife and also Eibar where they were able to lead. Its opponent, on the other hand, of course, have also had major game plays, which of course proved that the defensive line is very weak in terms of recent event they have had. They concede too much number of goals. Looking at the recent stands in terms of the form by these two, the comparison based on the home, Elche have proved that they sit on the first place with a very high offense and very, very good defense. That is, they have scored 10 goals in 5 events, conceding only 1. But that of its opponent, on the other hand, in terms of the defensive line and the offensive line, you're going to see that the offense of the home, that is of the away, is not good and the defense is very weak. And looking at this, we want to look at 2 major picks here in full time. For these particular events, the recent performance of the home have proved to be very good. And since the away have a very weak defensive line, of course, the home is going to take advantage of the weak defense of the away. So we'll look at 2 major picks. One, the home to lead due to the weak defense of the away. And secondly, at least 1.5 goal in full time, since the defense of the away is very leaking and allowing it for the home to put in goals. And if at all the away also tends to impress, then goals will be more. So we want to look at 1, the home to lead, 2, 1.5 goals in full time or 2 goals over. Looking at the next, we looked at Netherlands in the Eredivisie, a match between Ajax against Go Ahead Eagle. In this event, Ajax recently have proved that they do score high number of goals, especially in the Eredivisie. They had games against Heracles and also against Feyenoord where they had lead with huge number of goals differences. Heracles and Feyenoord have also had games with the away team. You can see, for example, Heracles had a game with the Go Ahead Eagles and had 4-2 loss. But this same Heracles was beaten by Ajax to prove that Ajax have more upper hand, as you can see here. And looking at the stand performance as well, Ajax have proved that in terms of the form they have had by the recent game played, in terms of this tournament, Ajax proved to be very good in offense and defense is average, that of its opponent as well. Go Ahead Eagle, on the other hand, have proved that based on the way the defensive line is very weak, but they also have good offense. And looking at this, we want to look at two major picks here in full time. For this particular event, the home team have proved very offensive in recent event they have had. And they have had games with teams like Heracles where they beat it 4-0, but Heracles beat the away 4-2. In other words, there is the lining of goals probability. Since both sides have great offense and the defense are not tough, we look at both sides to have more strike on and off target, resulting to goals. So we want to look at least 1.5 goal in full time and 2.5 goals in full time as the next pick. Looking at the next, we looked at Austria in the second league, a match between Horn against Ried. In this event, the recent performance of the away Ried have proved to be more offensive, especially in the club friendly, where they scored huge number of goals, 3, 2, and 1. But that of the home, in terms of recent event they have had, also proved that they do score at least between 1 to 3 goals in each event. Looking at the stand performance in terms of recent game played by the form of the home and away, the home have proved that the defensive line, as you can see, is very weak, conceding too much number of goals. 14 goals in 5 events played. They have not had any win, but that of the away, in terms of recent event they have had, proved that the away lineup, in terms of the performance rate, have proved to be better, scoring 8 goals in 5 events, conceding 4. And looking at everything in place, we want to look at two major picks in full time. For this particular event, Ried, the away team have proved to have better performance in terms as compared to that of the home. And since the home have very weak defense in terms of the recent gameplay they have had at home, then of course Ried, the away team, will take advantage of this. So we want to look at Ried, the away team, as our favorite to either win in full time as one of the major picks or to give it a double chance. In the next event, we looked at Thailand in the Taiwan League, a match between Bangkok Utd and Nong Bua. In this event, the recent performance of the home have proved to be offensive, scoring 2, 2, 2, and 3 goals in each event recently. That of Nong Bua have proved to be very weak, and they concede too much number of goals. They have had recent head-to-head this same year where Bangkok play at home in the FAC, that is in the cup, and Bangkok hit it 3-0. This time, Bangkok has still proved to have better performance in terms of the game they have had at home, comparing to Nong Bua at the way that concede too much. Looking at the stand performance in terms of recent event they've had by the form, Bangkok have proved to be very good in this particular game played, scoring 10 goals in 5 game played, prove that they have good offense, but the defense is not very tightened. That of its opponent, on the other hand, in terms of the recent gameplay they have had by the performance of the away, of course, Nong Bua have proved that they are very weak in the defensive line. And looking at everything in place, we want to look at two major picks here in full time. For this particular event, the home have proved to have better offense as compared to that of the away. And since the defensive line of the away have proved to be weak, then of course the home will take advantage of that weak defense. Even in the cup, in the FAC, of course, the home beat it 3-0. This time, it still maintained a good form. And we look at it to still try to lead in full time for this event as one of the major picks. And we want to also look at least the possibility of 1.5 goals to occur in this match in full time. Looking at the next, we looked at Spain in the La Liga, a match between Real Madrid against Girona. For this particular event, the performance of the home, Real Madrid have proved very offensive in recent events they have had. They had games in the Champions League against Man City, a lead was done. Atletico de Madrid, a lead. And also in the Champions League against Salzburg, they still had a lead. Of course, they have been very, very good in terms of recent events they have had. Girona, on the other hand, have proved very weak, especially in the La Liga itself, where they concede too much number of goals. And they've also had games in the Champions League against AC Milan and had a loss 1-0. Of course, the recent head-to-head they have met in the La Liga, Real Madrid still play at home in lead by 4-0. Madrid still have a very good form. And looking at the stand for this particular tournament in terms of the recent event they have had, Real Madrid, the home team, have proved that the form is very good, topping this table with 15 goals scored in 5 events, proved that the offensive line is very good and the defense is also very good. That of its opponent, on the other hand, in terms of the recent event they have had, Girona proved that the defensive line is just average. They are not good at defense. And looking at this, we look at two major picks here in full time. For this particular event, the home team have proved to have very great offense in terms of recent event they have had. Girona, on the other hand, defensive line is just average. They are not very good. And based on the recent event they have had, the home team have proved to be very, very good in terms of stance and form, scoring high number of goals in terms of recent game played. We still look at it to bring this form. And the first, that is the recent head-to-head that they had against its opponent, resulted to 4-0. Real Madrid still have a good form and want it to bring this form here. So look still at Real Madrid to lead in full time as one of the major picks. And we also want to look at least the possibility of 1.5 goal to occur in this match in full time. And to those of you who want to have access to our handpick event, which we have shared to members only, as well as game pick in terms of goals probability and corner kicks and top-notch bet class tutorials, then you want to make sure to subscribe either to the Level 2 Pro membership package plan or the Level 3 Master plan to have access to these features to take your winning to the next height. For those of you who want to join, the link is below this video. You want to make sure to go click, navigate, and join as a member to have access to these features to take your winning to the next level. Good luck and see you again in the next upload, and bye-bye for now.